And also joining us, the host of the Hidden Killers podcast, Tony Brueski is with us. All right, Tony Brueski, to me, this has always been one of the most fascinating moments of this investigation and this case. This isn't an easy one for investigators to try to tie all of these Adelsons. Well, they were able to tie Charlie. Now they're going for Donna. What are your thoughts here?
I think it's very interesting, not only the reactions that we just talked about right there on the sidewalk, but the phone call itself. What I find kind of amusing is Donna's whispering. like for some reason, if I talk quieter on the phone, no one's going to hear me. But clearly, she seems to have some idea of what's going on here. It involves you and me. It's not I don't know what this is. What's going on here? Are you involved with something? It's very clearly somewhat of, a passive admission of guilt, or at least an acknowledgement that there's something going on here that she is aware of that the others are not necessarily are.
Yeah, Tony, that's a big part of this case, and we've been talking about it a lot. The relationship between Charlie and Donna, Donna and Charlie. Was she the godfather, and was he like one of the captains going out there, with orders? Was it him, and she would just give him support and sort of inspire him? What are your thoughts about that mother-son relationship?
It's very fascinating when you learn about like narcissistic control, and specifically maternal narcissistic control on people. It can be extremely powerful, and it seems like Donna certainly had those strings to pull, and she's been pulling them their entire lives, able to make them kind of do what she wanted as she wanted them to do. Even as these adult children lived their lives, at the end of the day, things still seem to be very much about Donna. It was about, well, how can I be close to the grandkids? What do I need to do to influence this to make this happen? And she pulled the strings. She pulled the strings with Charlie. She pulled the strings with Wendy. And I don't even feel like Wendy was honestly completely aware of all these strings being pulled, but I certainly think Charlie was. And it makes me wonder also who else in the family was aware of these strings being pulled, and to what extreme extent they were aware of how far she was willing to go with that narcissistic control.
Still with us, Tony Brueski, and also joining us, former law professor at the University of Georgia and a friend of Dan Markel, Jason Solomon is with us. Tony Brueski, another part of what we just heard that stuck out to me is Donna attacking her son-in-law because he's a religious zealot. And I'm trying to recall from the trial, I believe the testimony was that Donna helped Wendy find him in some Jewish singles type of, I don't know if it was a publication or what it was. So it was important that Wendy was going to be with someone who was Jewish, and now she's attacking him for being religious.
Well, I mean, anything that's going to go against what Donna wants is not going to be favorable in any way, sense in the imagination. She's not going to be understanding of anyone's differences. I mean, you just listen to some of the things that she told the kids. I want you to act. How can you perform? How can you act in these specific ways to make your point get across? I mean, it's really troubling the amount of control that she believes that she has, because she does. Her whole life she's had control over these kids, and now she believes she can exercise that control even farther to such a detrimental place where it's going to go to the point of, I'm going to get these kids back, these grandkids back, no matter what. It doesn't matter what you want as a mom, Wendy. It doesn't matter what Dan wants. It's all about Wendy, and that's what it always goes back.
Tony, what are your thoughts about Harvey Adelson in all of this?
I have a lot of questions about Harvey Adelson. I mean, they go on and on. Obviously, he's been charged with nothing. He's an innocent man as of right now. But I don't know how you would not be in some way aware of what's going on, if not crossing the line of complicit in what's going on here, unless he really had his head buried in the sand, which I don't personally think he did. But for some reason, no charges have been brought against him yet. But sometimes with his investigations, they just kind of let people sit out there for a little bit until they have enough evidence to make the charges against him. Just like with Donna, it took a little while. She was not charged until after Charlie had gotten his sentence. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see charges against him at some point.
Yeah, the prosecutor's been very methodical, but it's taken a long time. You know, one defendant at a time, seemingly. Tony Brueski, Hidden Killers podcast, thank you so much.